It says I'm live. I think I might be. Fingers crossed. Hello everyone. Welcome to New Beginnings episode 37. It's been a eventful week. When was the last time I streamed here? Was it last weekend? Does that mean this is 2 in a row? Victory is mine. At least we are semi-consistent, I guess. If memory serves, this is in fact the second week in a row. So that's a good sign. My intention today, as referenced in the description, is to get out of Slovakia. Because if memory serves, we also drove, I don't know, somewhere to Banska Bystrica. And I figured, screw it. Yeah, we need to leave. Yes. Oh, we are actually. Yeah, I'm right. I can't pronounce it correctly, but yes. Okay. Copenhagen. You know, that's actually a decent delivery as well. Poland will have some annoying, what are they called? Toll booths. But we can get through Germany quick enough. Let's do that. So hello, Cyrene, Leona, Gabor, Joe, Lorena. Hope you're all well. What's cracking? Not much. It's been I call Saturday no computer day. So from like 9 to 5. Oh, I should have refueled. Well, we all make mistakes. Where am I going anyway? No, fingers crossed we don't run out of fuel. So I take... Oh, chair's too close to the steering wheel. I take the Dell computer for the most part. And I did. I mean, I used it... I had Spotify on and my phone, and I was on my phone a little, but I was doing research for videos instead on my phone. My tablet, because no computer day means I can still use those. I was doing other things. Was going to go for a bike ride, but it got cancelled because my brother-in-law is kind of snowed in a little. And by that I mean about an inch of snow where he is, and several inches of rain where I am. Now I would happily go for a ride in the rain. I really would. But it would have been cool to have go with somebody, preferably, because he knows all the routes and he makes things more interesting. Hello, Duck Dog and Wikipedia Snippet. Hope you're well. So yeah, I stayed indoors and wrote things for videos that I'll do tonight. I'll record them tonight. I'll probably edit them tomorrow. And that's about it, really. Nice and simple. No hassle, it makes things a little easier going forward anyway. Yeah, oh, I also, for anyone who was around last night, I did put it on my server anyway, but for anyone that hasn't seen it, I did, thanks to the, well, it's mutually beneficial, I guess. You cringe me out and I take your money. To the incredibly generous miscreants, I was able to make enough money more than enough to buy a new chair. Now I prefer gaming chairs. They're more comfortable, they've got the lumbar support, but I've gone with a proper office chair instead, and I've gone, even though I'm not that heavy, I'm really not, I've intentionally gone with one that's a lot more heavy duty on purpose, because I just can't keep having this rotten luck. The reviews on the last one, by the way. Hello, Garrick, by the way. Nice name change, I think. The chair was highly reviewed, so the tear was pretty bad. But the issue of getting it to the place to get it replaced was just too expensive, and I'm not. There's just no point at that point, really, is there? But it's one less thing to care about now. And that'll be here Monday, which is cool. I had enough left over to buy a guitar pedal, so I did that as well. Thank you, by the way. You lovely people bought me. Oh, the name. I don't know if anyone's heard of this. It's a fuzz pedal called a Big Muff. But the one I bought is called a Little Big Muff. Yep. I was going to buy one back in January, but I decided against it in favour of a Boss DS1X distortion pedal, which is that's the top of the line distortion pedal. It's pretty good. It is pretty good. but a fuzz pedal called Little Big Muff. Alright. So that should be here Monday as well. I will put pictures of the chair on the server as promised though, because... And I'll put it on Twitter for those who aren't on my server. Yeah. So, not been a bad day really, in retrospect, because sorted out things that needed sorting out. Electro-harmonics, it is Oki native, yeah. You know your pedal. Good man. Right. Is it still available? Wrong one. That one. Bingo. Right. It's just there, so we'll come around here and... It's an awkward looking trailer. It shouldn't be, but it looks it. Okay. The Nano Big Muff. No. I went with the Little Big Muff, which is more distortion than anything else. I really need fuel and sleep. Where is on the route? Oh, there's a fuel stop right here with a sleep stop. Okay, we might... Oh, hang on. Can we actually turn in there? No, we'll have to come in across the road and do it. That's an awkward road. Oh, look. Toll booths. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 toll booths. Oh, hang on. No, the border is there, so yeah, it would be 4, yeah. Okay. Good product. Yeah, the pricing is pretty good. That was fantastic. Let's... Fran's... I watch Fran's YouTube channel. Who's Fran? I don't know who that is. I got a Frantone... Oh, sorry, Duck Dog, you mentioned as well. Peach Fuzz for a Frantone Peach... Right, that's cool. I'm not too familiar with them. You know, Gabor, that's a very important question. Very important question. And it's very hard to say, because in the context of electroharmonics, those particular pedals, so I don't make the obvious jokes, come in all different shapes and sizes. Depends on what you're looking for, preference-wise. And we don't discriminate against preference here. We are off to Copenhagen. We are delivering a tractor thing. I don't know what they're called. It's not a tractor, is it? It's more like a trawler or some kind. Not a trawler. I don't know. A small farming tank. Wait, I'm going first. You Actros. I'm going to try not to. I'm going to try not to. Fingers crossed. We have a nice smooth drive. I don't think there'll be any issue. Well, there shouldn't be, but I've already had a fine. Actually, that's a point. Well, we've got a little money. We're okay. Of course, the moment I hit the handbrake, by the way. Did anyone notice that? Yeah, nice. Just what I've always wanted. Damn it! I was never going to make it. Alright, how do you resolve this? Emergency refueling. I'll take it. I don't care. Give me my fuel. Never had to do that before. Worth it. At least it wasn't a crash. I don't think... in the entire several hundred hours I've played this game, I have never had to refuel. But to be fair, I probably wouldn't have to had I simply used the extra points to up my eco driving. War tractor from the creator of the toilet grenade and kitchen gun. I like the sound of that. The toilet grenade. Don't we just call those cherry bombs? I could be wrong though, to be fair. If memory serves though, they do a fair amount of damage, or have the potential to. Hello Socky, hope you're well. By the way, hello Oki Native, if I didn't say it already. If I have, I'll have it twice. They cancel out at this point. It's, I hope everyone's had a good Saturday, by the way. I was hoping at some point to join on my server VC because they were watching 80s... Well, they're watching... Was 16 Candles? I saw that name. I don't know. You're watching movies. I quickly hovered over my phone and thought, maybe I should. But decided against it because in reality I didn't really have the time. But also it goes against my no computer thing. Which, yeah. I will be in VC this evening, though. Once I've done here, I'll record some things, hop on server, and chill for an evening. Karma just Me Too'd me. I'm sorry to hear that, or read that. That's disgraceful behaviour by Karma. She should know better. Had I just turned them off? Oh, no. There we go. That one. Sorry, I turned the orangey lights above off because I was confused which one was my hazard light, which I think is that one. Yeah, which is X on my steering wheel. Okay, good to know. This will be awkward. I should have chosen a different route. I should have also refueled, but based on what I just learnt, I don't think I could have made it to a fuel stop anyway. Oh well. At least it's not a crash. And it's first time for everything, at least, right? At least you're not far. That's good. How long do I have? You know, we will do a rest stop. Makes sense to take advantage of it while we have the opportunity. The movie seemed like fun. Had to clean. That's fair. I did clean as well. I gave my floor a good scrub because I do that once a week anyway. And I started to clean everything else, but my nieces, yeah, they're not. They're just, you know, they're everywhere and they're loud and they're my nieces. That's what they do. Yep. Good parking, everyone. You're welcome. Okay. At least with one driver, I'll start earning money now. That's consolation, right? That. I remember reading about catching snapping turtles that their neck reaches farther than it does. And you think it does. Really? Didn't know that. Because I don't generally think of snapping turtles. That's interesting. But I guess in the context of cooking, that is fascinating. Meg is a scrubber. Yes, I am. Quite happy with that. I'll take it. I'll own it. There are many clips of me saying rather silly things. Add it to the list. If you want a compendium, or encyclopedia of dumb things I say, watch last night's Moisky Live on my main channel, where I read all the super chats except for a couple that I felt were more appropriate to be read by Alex. Alright, let's keep this slow. I hate this bit. But this truck is at least a stable one, so I can't complain. I think I chose low profile on purpose as well. Keep my truck lower to the ground, because even though I prefer the more durable tyres, at least there's less chance of flipping, which always seems to happen to me when I use the higher end Michelin tyres on this. Maybe I should have higher end at the back and lower at the front or something. Oh boy. Hurry up and get out of the corner, boys. I need the space. Do I have the space? I do. Nice. That's a tight spot as well. Excuse me. And before anyone asks, yes, I do have water. Oh, slow it down. Uh-oh. Come on. Sorry. Never mind. There was no way I could get around that corner and keep the trailer from going that far out. Obviously, I probably could, actually. But I was slowing down as much as I could, and it still wasn't enough, so lesson learned. Driving a COE. What does that mean? I don't know what that means, Oki. Please, can you spell out the acronym for me? Low to the ground. Are you flying trucks part of a Megon cannon now? Yes. Pretty much. It's more in the game the mechanics work that if you have bigger tyres that raise the cabin or cab too high up, the truck is easier to tip. So, cab over engine. I think so, actually, yeah, because... Yeah, the engine's right at the front. Yeah, it should be. Underneath, yeah. Also, I don't know where I'm going because Oh, there we go, right, it's fine. Sorry, I wasn't too sure and I did that at the wrong time. Thank you for spelling that out for me, because I didn't know that. Yeah, the engine's underneath me. But game physics, if the counter is now that that shouldn't apply, game physics say otherwise in the context of the game. I think I learnt that lesson with my Mercedes on my main account, my Actros, and I also learnt that from driving Ivecos, or Iveco, whatever you want to pronounce that name, however you want to pronounce it, I don't mind. I think Iveco or Iveco will be my next one anyway, because I want to get them out of the way. So we'll probably do... we'll get a fair few streams out of this truck, though. I'm not in any hurry to change to another manufacturer or anything. I'm just gonna take my time with this one, because... Well, I paid for a thumbnail. I've got to pay for another one if I do that. Garrick, you know, I started to design a website and discovered that most website makers really suck. So I'll have to learn actual coding to find a domain and hosting place to do it all, but to be honest, it'll be worth it. It will be worth it. It will be worth it, so you should definitely do it. I used to, when I was in college, do web design, because when I was at college doing a diploma in computing, one of the modules I was best at was web design, along with video sound animation. That was a separate module together. Programming, which was in... well, they started on C, Visual Basic, but they moved on, obviously once they taught you a very basic idea, hence the name, moved you on to C++ or something. And I was like, alright, this is fun. Just mathematics for dummies, really. And Java and C++. And then moved on to... but the other unit I was good at was systems analysis, I think. Was it that? No, managing information systems, MIS. That was it. Which I hated, because it was boring, much like systems analysis and database design. But, still aced them. Can't complain. But yeah, I used to do web design, and that was in 2005. It was a very different landscape back then, and websites were far simpler to do. But anything that could be done by you, yourself, is always more rewarding anyway. And Iveco, thank you, DuckDog, for the pronunciation assistance. I greatly appreciate that. Stankwagon reminds me of the lyrics from the song Convoy. Is that the trucking one? Is that actually the song? Because I don't remember the lyrics, so I couldn't. And obviously, Jesus. Do I English at the moment? Obviously, only know of one song called Convoy, or with the name, or an obvious word, convoy in it. So if I'm wrong, do let me know. And hello, Yoshi Rabbit. Hope you're well. Hope you're having a good Saturday. Hope everyone has. I did make this morning very quickly, because I thought I was going for a bike ride, the a video for BitChute, which is still processing. That happens. If you upload videos explicitly to BitChute, they generally take longer to process. I will nudge the owner and be like, yo, do me a favor, fam. This video's for your site anyway. It's only a short video, and it's just mocking something. And then I wrote notes for stuff. I also took delivery of something I bought as a birthday treat. I got some money for my birthday, so instead I used my money, because it's easier, on my card, because getting to a bank is impossible right now. And I bought myself some, hang on. No, dog. You're actually ruining my bed on purpose. Thank you. No. You do it every time. Please don't. Okay? That's where you lay. You lay on the blanket, not on my bed. Okay? I beg. I bought some proper whiskey drinking glasses, which I also, in a really nice elaborate wooden box, and some nice coasters and stuff. But I also bought some, because I get whiskey stones all the time. I've got loads. So I bought myself some bullets, which are quite large and have a gel inside that freezes quickly and stays cold for quite long. I was like, yes, I'm a classy bish. Oh, sorry, I apologise for the interruption there, because I seriously have to prevent the dog from laying directly onto my bed. The blanket is waterproof. The bed is not. I've bought a new frame for my bed. I have not bought a new mattress, and I can't afford that right now. So I'd rather not have to buy another one, because she's a dick. She really is. I like that you're looking at me with your head tilted. So after the stream, I'm going to clean those glasses out, because I haven't opened the box properly and taken them out yet. They're massive, they're decent size, and I'll give them a wash. And I'll try one of the rum samples bottles I've got here. My sister's... I've got a massive bottle of lamb's rum, but I've got some samples here that 3 of them I've never heard of. One I have, but the other 3 I have not, and I thought, why not break this in either with one of those rums, or with a glass of Bunnahabhain. I haven't decided yet, but I think the samples would be fun because they're unpredictable. 3 out of 4 are. 1 is not, for obvious reasons, because it's called Kraken. Yes, I have a few bottles of it in the loft, and I have a sample of it empty that a friend of mine sent to me, which I thought was very funny, almost like a cruel joke. Here, have some Kraken, without the Kraken. Thank you, Little Miss Anonymous, for sending that to me. I am so grateful. No, I genuinely was, actually. It's a cool bottle. The others are Sailor Jerry, I believe. I will tell you the others in a moment. Yeah, Sailor Jerry, Cut to the Smoke. Yep. And the final... Ooh, knock it over, that's it. The final one is called Duppy Share. No idea what any of those taste like. The only person I know that drinks enough rum was 2. There are only 2 I know. It's definitely my brand. The only 2 I know are Laura and maybe Joe. Maybe Joe knows about it. I don't know. But I think... Oh, hang on. I was already doing the speed I could do. It doesn't matter. We'll slow down anyway. This is the 3rd, I believe. So only 1 more after this that we have to suffer. The ex-Jehovah's Witness. Yes, she is. Yeah. She and I get on incredibly well. She has a really negative experience with Jehovah's Witnesses. In my town, we have a Kingdom Hall. The guy who used to give me work before he retired, he is a Jehovah's Witness. He actually left when he was younger and went back because he needed faith eventually, kind of in his life. But he's always been good to me. Never had any issues when it came to religion or my lack of interest in his faith. He has had issues, health problems, and they do put strain on that because of the obvious one. He can't accept anything from another person within him. Which sounds strange, but you know what it's that 5-letter word beginning with B. I don't want to say it on stream. There's some words it might trigger, yellow check marks. I'd rather not do that on this channel. And beyond that, he's always been good to me. So I've always had a good experience with them. Which is why I kind of... It's fascinating to hear the extremes in other countries, because it might still be a thing here, might be with other areas within this country, but I've never heard of it. Joe, I was talking about rum. I was sent, my sisters got me, along with a big bottle of Lamb's, which is a rum. It's 30%, so it's quite weak, but it tastes so lovely. It's very sweet. I was given 4 little samples. One's called Sailor Jerry, one's called Cut to the Smoke, and the other's called Duppy Share. The 4th one was Kraken, I've heard of that, of course. And Sake. It is mild, I will agree. But some people aren't interested in ones that require a fist in the desk, where you have to really fight yourself to get it down. I guess it depends on the person. I mean, shots are fine. And I guess that is a weak shot. Flavour-wise, perhaps. No, it's not that. I know Joe likes... I think she does. I might be wrong. I know Laura does. I was thinking aloud. People I could ask, maybe see what they knew about them, if they knew anything. Laura's the only other person, but I think she's very much Captain Morgan's person. Not that that is in any way a bad thing. It depends on which one. You like this Clement Bleu you just picked up. I've never heard of that. Never heard of it. Sailor Jerry isn't too bad. Okay, I'll try that then. I will try that one later. Okay, the other 3, Kraken, the other Duppy, whatever, and Cut to the Smoke. Yeah, that was me putting bottles away and trying to drive on a corner, because I'm... I wish there were American roads. I don't veer as much when I'm having to do other things, because they're all very straight. Oh well, I'll try that tonight after the stream. That'll be fun. Once you've achieved the proper level of being a drunk, then you don't notice it being strong. That is true. Oh, Dumpy Share is a spiced rum blend. Has pineapple and cola. Okay, but it's pretty good. Okay, thank you, Oki Native, for the advice as well. I greatly appreciate that. I'm glad people... It says Duppy on my side, but it might be Dumpy. I might be misreading it. Seriously, dog, stop messing with my bed. Where's my wand? I'll Expelliarmus you off it. Everything is strong when you're lightweight. That's a fair point to Saki, I guess. It's a fair point. You can all debate whether things are weak, what things are weak and strong, and what determines what is weak and strong. No, I get you, Oki. All good, Duppy, and autocorrect. I kind of get it, to be fair. I'm glad you've tried. At least there are some people who've tried these, because I've not, and it's always nice to get some advice. I greatly appreciate it regardless. I'll try that tomorrow. Duppy Share tomorrow. Cut to the Smoke, I'll try another day. Another week, perhaps. Actually, leave it for a weekend. This should be the last one. Fingers crossed. Because then we go into Germany, up to Denmark. That'll take a while. When do we need to... Oh, we've got loads of time. Cruzan Hurricane Proof is really good for a Cuba Libre. Okay. Is that rum with Coke? I don't drink Coke, sadly, so I always do drinks neat. And if it is something new, I will sip it first. And if it's good, I'll probably stay sipping it. If it's not, I'll just shoot it. It's easier. And we don't waste drinks here. I was a tad worried when my nieces saw the wooden box earlier, because I've mentioned in the past how one of them will pick up things, look at me, and then just drop it in front of me. It's like, I don't know why she does it. She did it with one of the gnomes I was sent. And I tested the one my dad got me, which has the solar light built into it, and it actually works, so that's great. She picked up the one that I was sent by Ash and Skog and did it, and I was immediately like, why do you have to do this every time? Why do you do that? Because if I have to repair that, it could well be a case I can't repair it. I'm not going to sit there for an hour trying to pin something because you can't help but drop my stuff on purpose. And she saw the wooden box, and my hand stayed on it the entire time. Like, we're not playing this game. We're not. You just don't ever touch them. They're really nice. And also, seriously, if you drop glass in this room, I would never be able to get all the little shards off the floor. They get lost in the cracks of the wood. It would take forever. We're not doing this. Fingers crossed she learns that lesson fast. I'll put them in a more safe location after this stream as well. And by that I mean probably under my bed until the new one arrives, and then I'll store them in the bed properly. We cannot risk the menace that is children destroying nice things. Oh, we should actually quickly check something. I want to driver manager. I want to see what his stats are right now. So Bob. Okay, he's got 1 on that. So I've intentionally set him to ADR for this. Once that's full, then I'll move him to probably fragile or high value, because I don't care about the distance. I'm happy for him to do shorter deliveries for now. Fingers crossed he can get another level during the stream. That'll be nice. And he's not doing too bad on that. Making me a bit of money. Do I have loans? He's helping pay off the loans then. Cool. He is doing his part to ensure that the lights stay on within our company. That's all I can ever ask for, I guess. Until he stops, you know, making me money, and then I'll fire him because, seriously. Root beer. I've never had that. Is that any good? And ginger beer. When I was younger, and obviously when I drank fizzy drinks, ginger beer was a nice one. Yeah, I like ginger beer. Or liked. And I like ginger, to be fair, though. Ginger's that... It's like biscuits as well. Yeah, just seriously. You have a cold? Have some whiskey. Put a little ginger in that. You're golden. Or take out the ginger entirely, and you'll still be cured of your cold. Unless, of course, you're more of a rum person, in which case, rum and ginger, but by all means, make it a rum without the ginger. Maybe just have the ginger as a decoration around the coaster. They don't, do they? That's fair. If I've never had it, so I couldn't. Oh, hang on, have I? I think. Is it Bundaberg? I think they. Is it the one that smells like cough medicine? Is it the one that smells like cough medicine? I think I don't know if I tried it, but I think I bought it from my corner shop, and I think I gave it to the brother-in-law because I forgot about it. But I remember the smell. Unless I'm thinking of something else. I don't know. It smelled like medicine, essentially. Bundesberg. Is that it? Yeah, that. Yeah. Thank you, Yoshi. I do appreciate that. And yes, I was talking about, like, ginger. Because it was mentioned in the chat with ginger beer, and it was a segue. A good one, I might add, but and a segue nonetheless. Perhaps at some point later in the year I might dab my finger in a bottle and taste it. That's what you in the UK believe, yes, that it smells and tastes like cough medicine. I will take your word for it. Cough medicine's fantastic. if my childhood's anything to go by, it tastes terrible, but I think the 90s and 80s didn't put as much time and effort into flavour. It was more a case of, you've got a cold, have you? Drink this remarkably disgusting product. It will totally fix you. A week later, I'm still not fixed. I'm not convinced that was helping. I think that was, if anything, breaking my immune system down. You absolute monsters. Surely this is a breach of a doctor's oath to prescribe something like this. Banana medicine. Om nom nom. You know, I took hospitalities in school, and I find it odd how many people call MCC champagne. Is that champagne the drink, like spelled AGNE at the end? I can't be sure, but if I didn't know that. What does MCC stand for? It's all marketing at pull tab is what makes it better. Ah, the pull tab. Yeah, the bottle was slightly different in design. It reminds me of the cheap beers you can get from, like, Lidl's in the big packs. Oh, right, it is champagne. Thank you. I'm not trying to correct your spelling as a way of devaluing what you said, I promise that. It's more, I have to be sure of what you've said. You usually taste the pronounced cherry flavour of Dr. Pepper more than we can as well. Oh, right. Well, that's handy. I like cherries. Don't drink Dr. Pepper, though. But that's only because I'm too... I don't do fizzy drinks. Are we just doing 70 now, are we? Okay. Yay. Oh no, we're allowed to do 80. Sweet. Let's go up a bit. In Hungary, we have BB champagne. What's that? I don't know what that is. The only thing I've had... My friend... work colleague Gabor, he was called Gabor as well. He gave me a bottle when I left working with him at A Novo. He gave me a bottle of Unicum, which was different. He also gave me a bottle of Hungarian wine, which I never drank. I gave it to my sisters in the end. They loved it. Hello, Aslihan. Hope you're well. The Unicum took me a while to finish because it's not the easiest one to... It wasn't the easiest thing to get down. I don't know if that's Hungarian, though, but I think he tried to tell me it was. But with the Swiss logo on the front, I wasn't sure. I never cared enough to press him on it. Okay, we've got loads of time. Your autocorrect, Oki, really doesn't like you today, does it? That genuinely sucked. I knew a guy who lived on Pop-Tarts, breakfast cereal, and Dr. Pepper. Ah, I know a guy who lived on potatoes. Nothing else. No joke. He would only eat potatoes. That's it. And we're talking, I mean, chips, sure, but nothing on them. And I think he went on one of those freaky eater shows. His name was Aaron. I don't know. But he only ate potato-based meal. I think they managed to over the years, his mum and dad managed to get him to eat some sauces with it, but he was still really strict on it. And they eventually, at the end of the show, managed to get him to eat carrots and peas and sweet corn, which took a while. But I'm glad they did it. Hello, Otaku Gamer Judas and Gabor. It's a medicine in the form of an alcoholic drink. That explains then why it was so difficult for me to get it down. I swore my immune system was being compromised. And I wasn't sure if it's the alcohol or the drink itself. Did he live on it by choice? Are you referring to what I said or the other guy? If it's for me, it's because he had developed a fear of other foods, which is irrational, and they had to help him conquer that fear. And hello, Karina. He genuinely struggled to pick up other foods without having panic attacks, because he'd obviously put it on that pedestal and he just couldn't get it off there. Don't you dare turn into me. I saw the indicator, mate. You and your little Scania. You can stay in your lane. Unicum is Hungarian and it is kind of medicinal, digestive. Oh, cool. Thank you very much to you and Gabor for explaining that to me. I greatly appreciate that. I have been wondering for years. I still have the empty bottle. Because it wasn't a big bottle, but it was really cool. I just never replaced it, and I always wanted to. Mostly because it's that drink you kind of... I mean, it was that and some Polish guys I worked with gave me a bottle of Stara Polska. And, oh boy, the bottle is glorious. It looked amazing, like a warped teardrop, yeah? But the contents were... they were a challenge. They were difficult. I never actually... don't think I... weirdly, I think Dave... he's had the Unicum with me, because he'll agree it was something different. But the Stara Polska was a bit different. That was... I'll be honest, I would have been happy if they gave me a bottle of Zbrojka, and I don't drink Zbrojka at all. It's... I would have preferred that. Less, pain going down. I wish I kept the bottle. I think I left it at the Hungarian guy's home. I brought it over and then I'd gone home during the night and just forgot about it. It was also the last time I got to hang out with those guys, which was unfortunate because we sort of went out and sadly the time we chose to go out, the clubs had all shut, and so we were like, alright, let's get some cheesy chips and just chill for a bit. Cool. Alright then. Fine. That's the Polish mead, is it? It wasn't good. It was not good. If that was a mead, because I don't know for certain, if that was, it was not good. I did not enjoy it. But I would happily buy a bottle again just to try it now with a slightly older palate. I mean, that was 10 years ago now for me. So I'm genuinely interested. It's also fascinating that I've spent most of this decade employed or self-employed. That's interesting. Yeah. Fascinating. I'll have to look into it. I'll have a little look on... If someone can DM me the names Stara Polska and Unicum. Stara Polska spelled Staropolska. And Unicum, Unicum. DM those names to me. I'd greatly appreciate it. I'll look them up after the stream. Be interesting. I've left terrible alcohols I didn't want other people's, especially as well. All right. I'm glad, Okie Native, that you and I are alike in that. I think it's not the first time I've done it. Back then especially. More recently, no, I don't do that. I just put them in a box in the loft with my good whiskies. They'll go into a storage unit soon, actually, because yesterday my shed arrived. I'm going to build that. The base is going to be finished when the materials for the base arrive, the extra sand and hardcore. To finish the slabbed base, we're going to put some concrete around the edge, cement around the edges with bricks to seal it all in nice as well. And we'll build the shed, and then what we'll do, I'm going to reinforce the flooring with some additional 2x4, just to make sure it doesn't sink anywhere. I'm going to put some flooring down inside as well, though, to keep it level. And then the walls will be insulated with... First of all, we're going to put some sealer, like some, I guess like tarpaulin material, just so, nothing leaks through, to separate it from the wood wall from the Celotex. Celotex will go up, and then some single panels will go up on the other side of that. And that'll insulate it. And... then I put some warehouse-style shelving units inside, move boxes from the landing that I've reboxed from the loft already in, and then get more boxes, rebox more of it, put it in there. It's mostly like CDs, DVDs, but for me it's also, the loft is not a good place anymore. The boxes are falling apart, and if I can preserve my stuff until we've got something a bit bigger, which we are working on, then it'll be a suitable storage unit temporarily, which is the entire point. I'd rather keep my stuff safe anyway. While we build something else here that's going to give me more space, which is perfect. And then I can just, I guess, in turn, throw things away when I definitely don't need them anymore. Are we going straight ahead? Yeah, we are. Ooh. We still doing 80? We are. Okay. That's an interesting event. What are you guys doing? Mead reminds me of what characters in D&D might drink. Reminds me of what a lot of my old friends that went LARPing used to drink. They would intentionally drink mead because it was appropriate within the role plays they were doing, and that's kind of cool. And it won't be a studio or love den, just somewhere for me to store my stuff temporarily. Probably a year or two at most, while we sort out what it is we're sorting out here, and go from there really. Which is kind of perfect, really. Fingers crossed that goes to plan at least. Why not? Mead is good. Mead is good. Mead is very good. Right. Okay. I actually still have a few bottles of mead downstairs, but I'm just not drinking at the moment much, and I've still got loads of the mythical creature bottles. I just haven't. I don't drink alone, so this stuff sits and waits for years, which is handy because it's not like it's going to go off, is it? Cozy. How cool does this look? Sorry, I'm just too impressed by everything. The updates for the accessories is still really cool. Good or awful in my opinion. Yeah, I've had a few meads that weren't ideal. Like, my taste buds were like, no, we're not doing this. That's not good. That's, you know, blasphemy in my mouth. But the ones I have are good. The Viking's Blood, it's good. Yeah. There's a tournament mead. There's one I got from the zoo a couple of years ago, and I've not touched it. Beyond one glass, I think. That was good. And I only ever drink it out of a drinking horn, which I have on a shelf. Oh no, next to my air cooler, which is turned off because it's winter, of course. Yeah, that's actually quite a nice horn, actually. For a resin. Going the right way? Yeah. Okay. Oh, now we can go faster. What's a wizard's favourite drink? Fireball. That is a drink. I think that's a rum, isn't it? Or is it tequila? I know, I've heard of it because I've seen it on... No, heard of it. I've seen it on Amazon. So I know it is a drink. It's a good joke. But the drink exists as well, so that's even better. I'm not saying everyone should go buy a bottle, but I guess if you want to be a wizard, Harry, you'll go get yourself some Fireball. Or some butterbeer, but that's just butterscotch fizzy drink. Has a metal base permanently attached to it, coil spring design. That is awesome. I think the only other thing I drink out of that's remotely cool looking, well, besides the whiskey glasses now, but I haven't used them yet, is my Mastodon, band Mastodon, drinking tankard, the ceramic one, metal lid on the top with a lever, and it's there's a massive metal plate on it, on the side around the middle with the logo from the album The Hunter. It just looks fantastic. It's a nice, big, heavy. It's exactly what I would prefer. The only issue I take with it though is it actually I can't use my. I don't even have a very big hand, but apparently my hand is too big for it, which I find strange because I can only get 3 fingers in and not all 4. It feels odd when you can't use all your fingers, but beyond that, it's very nice. And I generally don't, mind that issue is there. Although I am pretty dull, I mostly drink water out of it because I'm exciting. Cinnamon is in hot ball candy. I didn't know that, Wiki. Let's see. Mikey. Oh, you are? Yeah, everyone. Yeah. Karma mentioned she'd been making her own mead. That's exciting. That is exciting. I hope the results are, I don't know, whatever you want them to be, really. Good, I guess. Yeah. The only time we've ever made drinks, I've ever been involved in that, was making wine at uni and beer, I think, from a kit. And I'll be honest, at the time I was working for Anovo, and I was at the time saving up for two things. One, to go on a holiday with my mate Dave the following year to New York, which got cancelled because I got made redundant, and I had to use that money earmarked for it, which he had. He had to transfer it all back to me to pay for my rent and bills, because it took the council 3 months to sort out the state welfare I required, and they didn't back pay it, which was nice. Fantastic. But also I was saving up to buy, it was at this company, it has a whiskey making kit, but it wasn't like just a barrel. It had this whole really elaborate setup, and it looked amazing, very scientific, and it kind of appealed to me for obvious reasons, really. And I was hoping to get it, but never did. That's not to say I ever would anyway, because I mean, I don't mind tasting whiskies. Making your own, though, would take a while. I'm not sure I have the time for that anymore. Perhaps when I'm an older man, double my age, and I might have stopped working by then. You never know. I don't know where I'll be then, but if I'd make it there, why not? I am veering a lot, aren't I? Stop yawning, you're going to make me yawn. There will be no obligatory yawns on this stream. I'd like to believe that we could do one stream of this one day, without a crash. Yeah, wishful thinking, I know, but also without a yawn. The guy who I'm controlling, yes, he's not helping the matter. You just need some copper tubing and a old pressure cooker. Is that for whiskey? Is it? Yeah. Or is that for the iced tea you mentioned? Because if you're referring to iced tea, that just reminds me of that scene from the third Back to the Future film, where Doc has made a machine that makes ice, and it's the most it's a ridiculously over the top piped, like, it just made me think of steampunk. Yeah, I've been getting a lot of ads recently for companies that provide materials to make your own beer on, like, Instagram, even though I don't follow anyone that does anything to do with that. So you got people who make their own beer or give you the materials to make it, or so on, I guess. It might be an ad from recommendations from other people, perhaps, that follow people that do these things and use relevant tags. Possibly. I couldn't say for certain. It is fascinating, though, the science behind it. I just don't have the space. And when I do have the space later on this year, I have zero intention of filling it with junk. And I say that with all due respect to beer making, but that's a lot of, it takes up space, and I'd rather use it for something else, which in that context it just becomes something I can't use, and therefore is, well, junk. Which sounds really callous, but beer making is cool. My dad does it. I think he does. I think he has done it. I know I gave him the bottle of wine my housemate had made, and it just tasted like alcoholic Ribena. Oh, sorry. The distillation process is not complicated. That is cool. That's now reminded me of something else then. The gin still from MASH, which I thought was hilarious. Because in retrospect, how on earth they managed to get some of those pieces is a mystery. Hang on, how far are we from a rest stop? Oh, actually not far. Damn, we made it. Damn, we absolutely steamed. Oh, actually, we might be able to get here and then have a little rest before hitting that. How long do we have? No. Well, let's see what happens, shall we? No cookies for me, unfortunately. Anyone else in the mood for a plate of cookies? No, thank you. I had a last slice of my birthday cake. Well, it wasn't the last one. There's one more left. Of cookies and cream birthday cake. I am done with junk food. Well, that was like, yeah. But I'm done with it. I'm gonna try now, and tomorrow I'll start burning things off and prepping for I guess a reintroduction of a form of working out. I'm kind of done with the lounging about thing, or lazing about, lolling about. Maybe. I need to do things. What is going on here, ladies? What are you doing? You making hooch that's going to lead to a lot of people going blind. I'm okay with this. What they can't see doesn't hurt me. It might do, actually. If they swing a stick hard enough, it might hit me. It was a nice cake. Very light, very rich. Sickly if you had too much. So it was a small slice. I'm quite happy not eating... Carrying the old man folding pocket knife. I actually have two. My mum gave me one when I was 16, which I still have in a box, a wooden box, under my bed, I think, actually. A box of what I call memories, which I'm very proud to have. I love them, and that's one, but she did give me another one just before I turned 30. And it's obviously a bit more modern. The engraving it wasn't done by her, so... You know, I don't really care for it as much, in the sense that the engraving on the first one was italic for my first name, and it was block capitals for my last name. So Omegon in italic on the front, and well, I don't know what my last name is. Is it beta male? I don't know, whatever. In block capitals on the back, which is amusing, but you know, oh, I'm gonna hit you. Sorry. Yeah. I did break, but hurry up. Yeah, I got that and a ring, a thumb ring made of silver. And I've still got it, but it's really badly damaged and has a split on it. I would love to have that melted down and redone. Or it might be silver plating, though, to be honest. But I wouldn't mind having it done, having another one of those. I think it still fits my thumb, to be fair. I'm quite fond of it, because it's just, you know, it's one of my... to be fair, Leona, I hit a police officer. Does it really count as a crash if I bounce off a pig? I think the answer is no. Just thought I'd put it out there. But yeah, I have two of them. Which is quite those pocket knives. I just never use them. I don't think I ever used them in my entire life. Really? I took that corner late as well. Alright. But yeah, I don't use them. But if I'm old enough to carry them, I mean, I'll probably get fined if I went through London with one I got stopped or anything. But you never know. Might come in handy. Right. We're going here. So why don't I just go... You know, I probably should just go to wherever that is. It's only in... it might cut a little time off my sleep, so we get to a fuel stop and go sleepy. Okay. What are your thoughts on the SCP Foundation? I know nothing of the SCP Foundation. OP Shark Shoes. Hello, do a donut. I can't right now. I also don't think I could in the truck anyway. It doesn't seem to want to do things like that. But while I'm doing a delivery, I can't anyway. mandatory. Oh, give it time. Give it time. They'll probably mandate it. Sadly. But I have heard of SCP as content because I had to read 2662 on Arcta's channel, but he had a boomer moment. He was supposed to distort my voice, but he forgot. Meaning that when people were supposed to guess who I was the entire time, they in fact knew who I was the entire time, which I found very, very amusing. Especially when he realised, because an hour in, someone had told him. I mean, I was being a dick the whole time anyway, right? I was giving really bad answers. I was just being me. Just being Meg. Giving him really, really bad answers. And it was funny, because his people who were there watching with him, they're supposed to be engaging as well, they weren't as much, and I was a bit confused, because I don't know how you're supposed to react, how you're supposed to engage. And it was, to me, a lot of fun. But as far as the SCP Foundation goes, I know virtually nothing, I'm afraid. I know I've been asked to read SCP stuff, material as well, and I'm not ruling it out. I'll stick with Poe for now. He was probably thinking about his next rant again, Sophane. Sophane, is he still going at it? I suppose he's not busy celebrating the fact that, you know, the status quo is restored because the racism is over. It's like he's fighting his own culture war. I don't get it. How about you take a chill pill, man? Just chill for a bit, alright? But yeah, I've been asked to do SCP. I might do it after Poe. But I've got some other... We'll see. I'm not too sure. I'm not going to stop with Poe yet, though. I've only done about 12 readings. I'd like to get that up a bit by the end of the year. I've missed my turn. Hang on, is there anyone behind me? Yeah, oh, of course you're behind me. Of course someone was right behind me the entire... always one, look. Just one. I also can't go that way because it won't let me. Hi. The map literally won't let me go that way. The map legit wouldn't let me go that way. Uh-oh. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, no, no. Oh, nope. Go forward. Oh, that's why, because the direction's the other way around, aren't they? Other way. Hmm. Surprised the police car didn't pull me up on that, actually. Right, is that okay? Ooh, there we go. Sorry for that rather abysmal moment there. Hello LDT, hope you're well. Been looking at your content, hope you're doing fine. I'm doing well, thank you. I've had a good day, nice relaxing day. And I will hopefully get some more things, more things done this evening. Hope you're well. Beep, 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 yeah. Big vehicle reversing and all that. Just about the IABC Foundation now account that followed you is kind of me. Oh, is it? Okay, I will look into that. At me on Twitter. I'll have a look. Yeah. I probably should, like, in my free time, read more. And I hear SCPs are quite fascinating. Although I will admit, when YouTuber Devil's Advocate, he showed me some videos done by channels like that. And I'm sat here like, the editing quality alone is levels above anything I could produce, and it was levels above anything he could produce. And the guy made my outro. He designed it from scratch. I'm like, and the intros he made for his videos and then the artwork he used in the backgrounds, it was astonishing what he did. But this was just leagues above, right? Oh, ow, itchy eye. Better. It's to me. Well, it's me because I thought of this. Macaroons. Wait, hang on. What was the question? If you were to run a food truck, what would you sell? I would sell kale because I'm exciting and I also want to cause suffering. Yep. No, I'm kidding. I'd probably just sell porridge. Nice, lumpy porridge. The question, by the way, now is asked to all of you. If you know, ran a food truck, what would you sell? I'd like to know. It sparks conversation, right? Don't expect gold. I honestly, okay, Garrick. If you've ever been to the Moisky Reads channel, the very first video I did was Azathoth, the blind idiot god. And it's not good. It's not at all. The first few aren't. The art improves dramatically, but my ability did not. I struggled, but I kept trying, I kept persevering, and I'm now more comfortable. I would argue then if you listen to Azathoth and then Azathoth Redux, where I did it again a year later, yeah, there's an improvement. Hello, Leo. Hope you're well. People would sell sandwiches, disco fries. All right. Bad memes. All right. Pizza and burritos, burgers, disco fries. The crisps. Is that what they are? The crisps. The ones that are mostly only ever getting salt and vinegar. I remember those. Quesadillas. Nom 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 nom. But all that cheese would give me a massive headache. Worth it. Cool, you made me stop. Nice. Oh, Disco Fries has cheese, bacon and stuff. I'm thinking of Disco the crisps. My apologies. Okay. I'm not finishing that one. But hamburgers, sure. With some Haribo. Okay. Oh, sherbet. Sorry, sherbet. Guy in front of me has a lot of wood. Just saying. Right. Lean back, crack back. Oh, it's better. If you didn't hear it, it's because I was making too much noise while enjoying my back cracking. Sushi. Nom 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 nom. Oh, you're going to be right in. I'm going to tap you, aren't I? Oh, I didn't. What a lucky, lucky drive. Glad we couldn't hear it. Yeah, I know you're not a fan of clicking knuckles or anything, but sometimes it can't be helped. And it's not done intentionally at that point with the back. It's more of a, I could feel the tension. It needed to happen. And it would have happened anyway. Either then or when I stood up later. Come on, hurry up. Jeez, you're slow. Sushi's alright. I like sushi. I had it twice, and I really enjoyed it. I would like to do it again sometime, when lockdown is over. Maybe even just do it myself. Literally just go on my own to Canterbury and just have some on my own. You cringed. Cool. That was just my thumb, I think. Don't worry. I have more of them. Ah, revenge. A dish best served cracked. One down. 1,000 more to go. Don't worry, I'll get all of you for last night. Oh dear. Oh, your speed limit kept changing from 50 and 70 in here. Damn you. No, I'm kidding. I didn't mean to crack it, I promise. I was actually just, like, folding it in my hand. It just does it on, like, naturally. I should state that in case anyone actually thinks I stand there or sit there and just pull my thumb or something. No, I just push it towards the little finger. I think I could do it with all of them, actually, if I just... Yeah, I'm not going to, but... Yeah, can be done. Where are we going? Is it the next turn? I think it is. Okay. Okay. Can someone explain what disco fries are? I thought discos were the crisps, but I was wrong. This will be awkward. Let's have a go. Take it late. Take it wide. Nope. Okay. Bit close, isn't it? Yeah, no, I'm not bothering anymore. I wasn't going to get it in. What was the penalty? Ah, it was the trailer, wasn't it? Although, level 24, nice. No, we're not using any of our 8 points. We're not going to do that. Well done, everyone. Oh, new upgrades, let's have a look. Bull bar, exhaust flow. No. Let's have a look at these. Axles, dolly axle. Okay, that's all right. All right. Job market, freight. By the way, I'm surprised that only took an hour and 13 minutes. I thought it would take longer. Well, there's a job that takes time. Cars. Let's go and get that job. Okay. I just turned my light off on top. No, I didn't. I thought I had. I pushed the button without noticing. Oh, what? That, those disco fries. Yeah, that is definitely a heart attack right there. I'm a bit simplistic these days. I'm that guy who would rather have just... If I have chips in front of me, I don't even bother with condiment or salt or anything like that. That's just older me, I guess. Preferring more English approaches, I guess. I don't know. Does sound cool, though. Oh, that's my job right there, I believe. Freight Gibbs. I'll take it. Hello. Look at that bum. He's doing nothing. Your name must be Karen. Crispy. Fries. Floppy chips. Or potato cut, crinkled, like big sliced ones that are done with instead of out of a packet. There's still like a little crisp on them, but not, you know, not floppy, I guess. That's a horrible word, I guess, in the context of chips. I don't have them very often, though, to be honest. I mostly rice. So it's not, it's more, we'll have it if we run out of time to do to get things done. Or, for example, the electrics have been damaged in the house and the oven doesn't work properly. That's not remotely a reference to anything that might well be happening here right now. I promise. Got some lag. I do apologise. Oh yeah, you did actually drop. I did drop some frames there. I dropped 0.8% worth, which is 1158 frames. That is not good. It's gone green again though, and I had prior to the stream shut everything except for the game and YouTube down. Oh no, sorry, a bit further. Stretch. We should be okay. But if it keeps persisting, please do keep telling me. And if it obviously persists, I will have to end early because of that. Although, in theory, this will be our final delivery, but we won't be finishing it. Hello, Polydub. Hope you're well, mate. Lurk away, my friend. Lurk away. Hope whatever it is you're working on is productive and you are successful in completing it if the intention is to do so. I'm glad I'm okay at the moment. Thank you for telling me. Potatoes from a stew are a superior form of life. I think if you're focusing on the potatoes in this stew, you've overlooked the dumpling, which tells me everything I need to know about you. You absolute cretin. I'm kidding. Potatoes in a stew are normally like super nice and soft. Yeah. In general, what do I call him? A Megon or Moist? A Megon works. Meg, others prefer. It doesn't matter to me in the slightest. I'm not too fussed. No, not soon, LDT. I will only stop soon if any lag persists. It's more of a... if lag is a problem, then there's no point continuing. But as the lag has gone away, we should be okay. So yes, we'll continue regardless for now, and see what happens. Isioki Natives asked a very interesting question to Polydub. What's your opinion on comic mystery box and loot crates? Are you referring to like monthly subscription boxes? Because I have one to a different company called My Geek Box. And I don't mind it because I just give the stuff to my nieces and my sisters. Nieces, nephews and sisters. It's a nice way because they don't do t-shirts anymore, so you just get a bunch of things. I get notebooks all the time from them. Same one, so I just give it to my sisters and their kids because why not? Or a pop vinyl, and I don't really collect them. I have a collection of a particular series, but I don't collect them. I know that some people got very addicted to those, and some companies also went under because of those. Didn't Loot Crate themselves go under? I know with their Loot Vault, over Christmas, I ordered, just about a month before actually, I ordered some socks. Can I go through the auto pass? Is it auto pass? Oh, I can't see properly. I think it is. Is it? Yeah, it is. And I ordered like a 10-pack of socks from them and a monkey plush in a spacesuit. I was like, yes, we have won here. If I could fistfight anyone from history, who would it be? It would be the guy that bullied me when I was a kid, because he only ever attacked me when my back was turned. And he's no longer alive because he got shanked in prison. I'd very much like to revisit that and have a little straightener, but only because he did he did me dirty. He never won, but he had a head start and it annoyed me. I think the comic ones are just places getting rid of garbage, with the occasional lure of getting a high-dollar collectible comic. Yeah, to be fair, I get that. I have a complete series of Star Trek comic books, or graphic novels, because my Geekbox gave 2 of them every month for a whole year. I have the whole series now, which is great. I never actually managed to find the time to read them, but again, that's something I'm now working on because I have a little more free time, because I'm working harder at key moments to get the most out of what I do. Some of the merch is bad, though, I will agree. And it is hit or miss, which is why when I give it away to my nieces, nephews, sisters, it's beneficial. Like last year, my Geekbox did Rick and Morty coins, collectible coins. There's about either 6 or 8 of them. In December, they gave the booklet that you put them in. And thank you, by the way, Oki, for that $5 donation. That was very kind of you. I need to relink the donation alert here to the OBS. For some reason I don't have it here. And so I gave that coin book with the coins inside to my brother-in-law because he's a big Rick and Morty fan, and he also collects coins. I was like, well then, here you go, my friend. It's not stuff I'm interested in, but it is something he's interested in, and he loves it. So I consider that a rather large win. How do you know it isn't future Omegon that shanked your bully? Well, that's a fair point. But if memory serves, the guy that did it got an extra 5 years on his sentence, so I'd like to believe that's not me. I don't look like that guy, so yeah, you never know. But it wasn't me. But if anyone in history, it'd have to be him. It has to be, because I'd like to have every time he attacked me, my back was turned first. I won every time, but I'd like to win knowing I at least struck him first. I don't like fight starting because someone hits me from behind, especially. Come on, that's cowardly. And hello, Stina. Hope you're well. I'm sorry you're freezing to death. I would offer Fika, but sadly, virtual Fika does not warm people up. I'm very sorry about that. I hope that it warms up for you soon, though. I'll ask the chat. I was asked, so I'll ask all of you. Anyone from history you could have a fist fight with, who and why? I think I chose something more personal, but you can of course go for a famous person if you like. I don't really care who you go for. If you want to win or not, that's your decision. Future Meg is a criminal. Arms Killer, you got a point. Hello, Arms Killer, by the way, if I haven't said it already. I also saw your tweet earlier about my Deji content constable. Thank you for reminding me that it was long overdue. The sad part about it is that I had planned that for May or June, and obviously I lost interest in doing those videos anyway. I lost interest after the Social Repose one, I think. Or was it Nick Ocado Part 2? One of those two. I just didn't care anymore about the series. And then John Swan and Nick DeOrio did videos on him, and they made all the points that nobody had made before, and I was like, fine. Alright. Well, never mind. Gandhi. So the Brits would keep India for the laugh. You know, the bad bants on that would be pretty funny right now. And thank you for the $2 donation. That's very kind, Meg. You won, Meg, even though he attacked you from behind, so you are superior. Maybe. I don't know. I just think more honourable thing. It doesn't matter if I won. It's more, I want to know it could be done or dealt with quicker had he not swung and hit me in the back of the head with whatever it was he hit me with, quite frankly. Every single time he had something in his hand, I never knew what it was. Napoleon Cos. That's fair. That is fair. I just tap him on the top of his head, and his head would probably go in through his shoulders. High school me bullying myself for being an idiot. Well, there's some introspection there. I used to like Deji, but God, did he get too big. So I'm a subscriber. I have been since he started, actually, when he first started featuring in his brother's videos, and Trode did do a 4-hour video many months after I did my second one. I'll be honest, he did his Amber Lynn video many years after I did my first Amber video, and people then came to my video, released maybe a year and a half or 2 years before his, saying that I'd ripped him off. I'm like, how have I ripped a guy off that wasn't even on YouTube when I started? But alright. But yeah, I followed Deji back then. He started his channel. He was Comedy Shorts Gamer. He did video game reviews. They were quite short. He did pack openings. He got views. He did well. He made bank. His tank merch, I'm sure, sold well with those fans that were impressionable enough and gullible enough to buy it. It's just a snapback with the word tank on it in a font that was identical to his brother's Beast font. I didn't care. But he stopped doing game stuff and then he just did lots of stuff with his dad and skits, and then he got repeatedly involved in, I'd say drama. It was drama, but repeatedly, over the top, over and over again. The diss tracks were bad. He did one that was good, right? But I'm pretty sure that wasn't written by him, because there's a year gap between that and the ones before with the Sidemen, and I know maybe in a year you become a better lyricist, but at the same time I'm sat here thinking, no. You botted your subs, that was proven. That was bad. And Tank, a German Shepherd, went for the neighbour and drew blood. What kind of moron doesn't train their dog properly? Polydub. So, years ago, I used to use news sets, and then I decided I want to one day have a submarine under the water. So I had Undoomed make a submarine sea intro, and it was crashed. So Red Robot, formerly, well, on YouTube, he did a little skit on his channel explaining that I had left the satellite of unrequited love on an away mission and crashed my submarine in an ocean on a planet. I then decided, after 2 years of being there, thank you Duck Dog for the $2, Karl Marx with a brick pre-1841, because no one said Pinochet yet. Interesting. And I decided I wanted to update it to include my favoured shows within it. I used to feature a fair amount of Doctor Who stuff and links and references, but Doctor Who kind of lost my interest because it just fell off the wagon. And Blackbeard fighting Blackbeard would be hilarious. So I decided, first of all, my favourite of all of them is Enterprise. So I had a shuttle pod made by my former thumbnail artist. She's now moved on to do graphic stuff. But my avatar artist saw the interior and was triggered, so she redid it. Not matching the interior at all, but and did the outside again. So I had a shuttle pod from Enterprise, which I still use, as you may see in the backgrounds of the videos. And I then decided, when quarantine was over, I wanted a ship. I wanted a new one. So I decided on a Defiant class or version, which is called Arcadia, and that's named after a city in Doctor Who. But yeah. So I guess there's a reference. And I decided on that ship. I had Christina Prime, or Sky Raw Draws on YouTube now. She drew it. She's my avatar artist. And I was like, yes, we now have a ship that we can build with, because a bridge is being made as we speak. It's taking a lot longer than expected and anticipated, but it is on the way. So that's great. I was genuinely very happy, because then when we've got the bridge, the next one is engineering, perhaps. I've got a holodeck, I have a docking bay, I have a bridge. Quarters would be kind of cool. That'd be cool. Engineering would be cool. Med bay would be cool. But those can be done over the next few years within my favourite ship. Of all Star Trek series, the Defiant was my favourite. Or as others called it when I put a picture of it on Twitter, that weird-looking platypus. Thank you. Your kind words mean everything. Magog and his minions very kindly had found a 3D model of the Defiant, and they altered the name to USS Arcadia. They altered the lighting on it and made about 30 different animations with it. And I gave those to Irate Alex, who then made my intro for me, the video aspect. I then did the audio, and no lie, I couldn't think of anything to say, and had just said more sideways, well, isn't this just fantastic? Because I had nothing. And it worked. I was like, Right then. That is the luckiest thing I've ever said, and it worked. So that's why a Defiant, because DS9 and Enterprise are my two favourites, I guess. They're two. I mean, TNG definitely up there. Post season 1 anyway, and DS9. I've got those on a YouTube account. I watch those whenever I get a chance, and I've got Enterprise and a DVD box set just above my desk on a shelf. I wouldn't mind having a DS9 box set as well, but I don't have it yet. I would like to get it, but not right now. I've got a few other things to do first. First one, there's like... Oh yeah. Olajide Olatunji Senior is the funnier of all of them, to be honest. But it's only because he's I mean, it's accidentally funny. It's more like because he's clearly just the dad. He doesn't know what the hell's going on. It's very funny. But yeah, to go back to Polydub, that is why I have a Defiant, because I like DS9, seriously. Also, it's another homage to my friend, Sia Garrick, thank you for being here. My friend Undoomed, because DS9's his favourite, and it's because of him a lot of the things I've done have happened, because he inspired a lot of it. Yeah, so... and I'm glad we got the Defiant as well, because... now we've got a ship that I get to do captain's logs, which was just a fluke. It was a fluke it even worked in the first place. But I also get to... I get to, you know, expand the ship inside my own little world, which then is kind of unique to me. Whereas in the past people used sets, not sets, or they did use sets, they used those or moving backdrops, as in, you know, the Skeptic clone stuff. I wanted to make something that was mine, solely mine, explicitly mine. The holodeck was only done so I could use my old sets from the sunken submarine. I don't have cruise control on. I wanted to use them for Content Constable. And I've got a shuttle pod. I mean, come on, I could just leave and go and do things. That, to me, is really cool. And that's something I really wanted. Because then no one... I was watching a video today from a channel called Just Stop. Mentioned... lazy content, and you've got to find a way to stand out. So if all you did was commentary over video gameplay and nothing else, even if you're hitting all the big key talking points, are you standing out? I'd like to believe visually I do. I do need to improve things still and keep getting better, but yeah. Yeah. There is, I mean, Polydub, I can DM you a picture if you want after the stream. If you've got DMs open on Twitter, I will DM you the line art for the bridge. Because I do have the line art. I don't have the finished product yet, because my background artist, she's renowned for taking her time because she has a real job and she's an artist. But also she had some work going on in real life that took priority. No doubt lockdowns have not helped her either. I'm still owed a few things by my avatar artist, oddly enough. For example, a Star Trek uniform. Yeah, no joke. A Star Trek uniform for my avatar in the shuttle pod, which would be the Enterprise uniform, the blue overalls. And a few other details, like adding a guitar to the set in the shuttle pod. One of my guitars, basically. Adding one to the set, and a few other little bits here and there, you know, details that are personal to me. For example, and I mentioned this last night, my avatar's Imperial Guardsman outfit has a badge on, and the badge, if you look at it carefully enough, says Mum. Solely because my avatar used to have that, and it was put on as an homage to my mother, which I thought was a nice touch to bring it back. Yeah, Leo, I just watched it, and that's where I got the talking point from, actually. I've been asked by people on Twitter to do a video on Prison Made Luke, and I won't, because he doesn't handle criticism well, and his fans clearly... He flip-flops too easily. No offense, Luke, if you ever are listening to this. Your fans, you flip-flop too much. You're inconsistent, you're lazy, you somehow can't change the tone of your voice for anything, and I'll be honest with you. I mean, I'm guilty of that, but I'm at least consistent. You're not. It's an insult to commentary that you've gotten things so fundamentally wrong and never retracted at all. You just kind of try and find a way to pass it off or shift the goalpost when it suits you. And yes, I will send it to you afterwards, Polly, I promise. It's a really interesting piece. It's going to be tricky to work it with my avatar, but I will work with my avatar artist to find the best areas to work with. I think that kind of argument is quite frankly weak in my opinion. Whilst it does help to have good editing, personality is what will truly make it clear. That is true. That is true. That's a valid point. I do think there are aspects to it. I do think visuals, especially if... So, and the reason I said it the way I did is because back when, for example, the Skeptics existed, they all did the exact same thing. All had a moving backdrop. All had a single still avatar taken from Google stock images. Except for one or two that made their avatar in Paint, or, like me, used a news set, or had a cartoon news set made. Because I wanted to own everything, remember? It does matter to an extent, and maybe it isn't as strong, but it was an aspect I kind of latched onto more than anything. Because I didn't see the point of using gameplay. I tried that once, by the way. It just didn't feel right. It never felt comfortable either. It just felt, I don't know, wrong. But that's just me. My own snobbery, perhaps. And I'm hardly one to criticise someone for personality before anyone else says it, I know. But I'll be honest, I've tried with many creators who do a very monotone delivery, and I am guilty of that from time to time, most of the time, 99.9% of the time. But I guess I have doesn't mean I don't have a leg to stand on with the argument about someone else. LDT, same question twice. I'll answer it once. Did Armored Skeptic influence your content? Hope. You know what I mean. Sorry if you have answered. No. He did not, because I had not heard of him when I started. I hadn't heard of Logic. I hadn't heard of anyone back then. Sargon of Akkad was someone I watched. Vernaculus was another. Karen Strawn, Repsion. And then I was introduced to... I commented on a Feminism is for Nobody. That was a channel video, because he did little comedy skit things talking about feminism and bedroom feminists mostly. And that was about it for me, really. I didn't get involved. I mean, Vernaculus's news set idea, yeah, that visually. Delivery-wise, I had issues back then when it came to recording, so I certainly couldn't say I was influenced by other creators, because talking wasn't easy. Which is a strange thing to say. I was too anxious recording. Now I can just sit down, do some vocal warm-ups, and then just start talking, and read from my notes and from sources and go from there. Otherwise, I don't. Back then, though, it wasn't the same. I didn't take notes. I struggled because I wasn't as prepared. And that perhaps was one of the reasons it took me so long to grow, because I wasn't doing it then, and others, maybe they were, but they were able to, I guess, blag it, if that makes sense. So I'm not too... the holy Fika. Stina's got a point. Fika is king here. Well, not king, I guess. In that context, it's Pope Fika the First. But I struggled to talk, which is the main reason why things are difficult. And actually, that does go back to Arms Killer's point about my point being about visuals being weak, because my inability to speak back then would no doubt not have helped me in the slightest when it comes to personality. And you are right to an extent. Skeptic was the product of his own hubris. He did do really well during the atheism time, but he was more the tail end, I think. And during the time of anti-feminism, anti-SJW, very popular stuff, he was also quite incredibly popular, actually. That was his, as far as views go, magnum opus. Now he does conspiracy theories. He's all on camera now, so the avatar's gone, which I think is a mistake on his part. I think that's a huge mistake. Because I think people really liked the avatar, the effort he put in, even if it was all stolen images. I like his argument of, I own a tux and I own a version of that helmet. I'm like, yes, but it's not the same helmet that took the pictures, and it's not the same tux from the same stock image. You don't own the rights to the product, okay? And, I mean, the content's okay. I don't watch him as much these days, but I have seen one or two. They don't bang it or smash it like they used to. But his content does possess rewatchability, even now with a much more diminished viewer audience share. And I mean, he did better than I did last month, and he put out one video, I think. So he clearly can still do well without being as active, although he was never too active in the first place. I think he's doing better now. He's not getting involved in what had been a lot of arguing over semantics, and it's better for him to not. And I think with the conspiracy theory stuff, I think he'll be able to grow and do better anyway. But I do think his arrogance, oh boy, that arrogance was something else. Arms Killer, I'm glad you can relate, but obviously I hope you're able to get over that, because it took me a year before I actually did my first video. It's not a nice feeling at all. Is it down here or down there? It's the other way. No, other way. Yeah, down here. Or down there. Great. Yep, nice. Yeah, he did get cocky when things were too good. Like, he was going through the stage of bountiful and all the views and all the attention, all the growth, and that was great for him. But he did get cocky. He got cocky. And it did undo him with Logic, who finally stepped in. And I mean, Logic's a much smaller channel, but we knew that he inspired I'm a Skeptic. So humility came to him then. But then he cocked up a couple more times, didn't he? And he just never stopped. Which is unfortunate, because he's a decent guy. When he's not getting too... when he doesn't think himself better than others. I know others might attribute his viewer diminishing to him and June breaking up, and it possibly has played a part. Probably didn't help that if you check the Social Blade, he removed all videos with them in on the what was originally called Armored Media, now is called something else, because he does a podcast on the channel instead of movie reviews, which I think is a mistake on his part. Those were funny. And on the main channel, he removed a load of videos as well, I think, that were duets. So, I mean, I get it as well, you know, break up, so makes sense. But rewatchability says, but that does kind of help you out financially. I mean, you might not be motivated by money, you might have savings and all that, but, you know, if the views everywhere else are diminishing, you're reducing what has the potential to be rewatched. Yeah, he wasn't, obviously, understandably, they were together for a long time, I think. Was it 3, 4, 5 years? I don't know. They were together a while. I guess that's not a long time really, but they were together for a while. I'm not the type to talk about other people's things like that. It's not my place. But I know there are contributing factors, and the conspiracy stuff may well yet be what, you know, helps him continue on his path. You know, because if he doesn't, he's not doing atheism stuff because he said it himself. There's nothing more to add. I know Logic still does his, and he still gets really good views, to be honest. And I'm glad for him because it's his job. But Armored Skeptic, he talked about all the anti-SJW stuff, and it was over, done. There was nothing more to add. So he tried to do other things. You know, he was trying to find his path for a year or two, and he struggled. I think he did politics, didn't he? And it just didn't. He proved that that was his limit. And this sounds really unfair, but we all have limitations. There are subjects we can't talk about. I know what mine are, and I think that's one of his. Because then he got reamed when he got some things fundamentally wrong. Like he tried to insert himself, I think, into the alt-right stuff, and it just flopped because he didn't know what he was talking about. Yeah, I'm not surprised the archivers have field days with them. He knew that, though, because they're on the internet, so it's not like it's going anywhere. And I'm not going to throw shade at him for that stuff. It's, you know, he removed it for his own peace of mind, and I get that. So I'm not gonna. I'm not a dick. Like in that context, I'm not a dick. Okay. I do feel bad. Wait. Yeah. I couldn't be sure. Sorry about that. I actually didn't know. But I hope the conspiracy theory stuff, being a newer community, he's growing, and, you know, I hope he's successful, because he's gone through rises and falls within all the communities he's been a part of, and this is something different because conspiracy theories, there's so many of them. It's like Dankula. He did mostly social commentary response videos at first, didn't he? And then he wanted to try something different, and he now exclusively does Mad Lads. And that series, I mean, a lot of that's monetized as well, which is fantastic for him. Because he deserves that. He deserves to have his chance to succeed, and he'll always be, I think he'll be successful for many years, because he's funny, he'll debate, engage, he's very principled. Have I sucked him off enough yet? Hello Alex, hope you're well, mate. Thank you for last night. I have ordered my new chair. I have ordered a new guitar pedal as well, because I had a little left over. I bought something called a Little Big Muff. That's the name of the pedal. LDT, what's your favourite video you have done so far? Haha. Well, it's two. Because, so, both, well, okay, the three. One was a silent video where I didn't speak. I talked about hoverboards, and it was just black and white Charlie Chaplin style with a still avatar floating around on a hoverboard. It's just nonsense, really. Done with old, like, silent talking scene cards and all that. With police officers. It was a joke that I did, and it did really well, okay? The second one would be probably the Social Repose Content Constable, because he actually commented on it and responded positively to it. Although he has refused to make me a sandwich, which I find incredibly insulting. And the first one would be Content Constable Foodie Beauty Part 2, because that was so much more fun to make. I knew enough going into it. Like, when it came to doing Part 2s on Amber and her and Nico, I knew enough about them already, because I'd done the research for the first one, which made me nervous, then I felt more comfortable with the second one. And granted, in every case where I've done a Part 2, they've never done as well as the first one. But I don't care. I know they have rewatchability, and also they felt good. I don't particularly like doing longer format videos, to be honest. Those especially, I've always made it clear I struggle with them because it's a lot of investment, and especially with every single one I've had to find monetization. That's really hard, especially if you know it could get rejected. Although, saying that, only one has been, but to be fair, it deserved to be. It's literally called the See You Next Tuesday edition. Part 3 Amber. Speaking of alt-right, I heard Kraut is still around doing history vids. Yes, he is, and his channel is like 300,000 subs strong. He smashes it on views. He is incredibly successful now, and that's great. I mean, you totally cocked it up with the alt-right and you never admitted it. You were involved in remarkably shady dealings, but you know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Because you rode that storm and you came out the other side. You came back, and you came back better. Because you weren't what you were trying to be. You're instead something you could have been then. Something much better. I honestly, by the way, this might sound really strange, but I still believe people like Monday Matt could come back and do better than they did before. But he has to want to be something else. But I think because his motivation has changed to, I've got to look after my family, I've got a mortgage and bills, I can't take a gamble on trying to be better. I think he could do film reviews on 3 Buck Theatre and be more successful than he was on Monday Matt. But I don't think he's willing to put the time in. Because the style of content he used to make didn't require much effort. And so for him it's not something he's willing to do. But I think it depends on the person, really. It's not my place to say that he should, but I think he could. There are people I know who can't because they've been banned. Like Warski, he can't. There's no way he comes back, I'm sorry. But there are others who could. There are others who've multiple times gone from channel to channel to channel, blown up regardless, and are now doing a podcast. And you know why? Because podcasters are more respected than YouTubers, which is understandable. It means you get to share your content from YouTube to Spotify. But also, and kind of more importantly, you're monetized. Yeah. And that, by the way, if it isn't obvious enough, I'm talking about Sargon of Akkad, now running the Lotus Eaters podcast. Or podcast of the Lotus Eaters. I don't like that name. But he hit 100k on the main channel, on the podcast channel, and I'm sure the Lotus Eaters channel will smash it as well. You know, he's put a lot of time and money and effort into that, and I'm glad it's working out for him, because he was one of the channels that inspired me, and I'm glad he's still going. Hell, even Repsio went through ups and downs. He inspired me as well to start. But he went through ups and downs. Now he just spends most of his time obsessing over Onision and doing quite well over it. And doing something on OnlyFans. I have no idea what. It's not my place to judge that one. It's quite interesting to see how channels adapt over time when it comes to going through those ups and downs. Genuinely. Because you see it with the ones that have been bigger. A lot bigger. And the way they've handled it. I guess it depends on their mentality. With like Repsion, he went and got a job. He went to school, did welding, I think, and then, you know, worked. I'll need fuel soon. Where are we going? Is it through here? There we go. Oh, you have to restart your PC. F for that. Yeah, we need fuel soon. We're almost in red. Okay. Okay. Nice and slow. I hope people don't mind me with the conversation we've been having. I hope they don't mind such long, lengthy waffles and prattles. Because it is quite fascinating from an outside. And it sounds really condescending, I guess, that, you know, you look in on others or look down. Not looking down at them, but trying not to. Look at what they do and accomplish and how they've changed as time goes by and how they adapt. Where am I going again? Aren't I going over... I don't know where I'm going. I actually have no idea. Right, where am I going? Okay. Cool. That helps me. That helps me a lot. Right. Where is it? It's over here, isn't it? Up here, sorry? Yeah, there. So I want to go there. Because that's where I'm going. Having issues with Razer software, that's fair. Burn it. Yeah. You're enjoying the waffling. I'm glad people are. By all means, make response videos on it, clip it, take it out of context, cherry pick, I don't mind. I couldn't care in the slightest. If it's fair criticism, of course, I will take it on board and learn from it. I'm saying that as a disclaimer for those who haven't seen Just Stop's video on Prison Mate Luke, because he clearly does not understand criticism either. It's very funny. Another reason, by the way, I won't do a video on Prison Mate Luke, he'll do a response video to it and just use every fallacy he can to not address the criticism. No offence to you, Luke, but you had your chance. And you've got far too many followers for me to even consider right now. I hear that some streamers like the Kill Streamer going to Trovo. What's Trovo? I don't know what Trovo is. I've never heard of it. But I had heard. I think Cognitive Thought tweeted out Trovo earlier. He tweeted something about it. I know DLive had to change its terms because of what happened on the 6th, I believe they said. I saw a tweet of it. I saved the tweet earlier. I tried to archive, but archive's being pretty bad recently. I'm not a huge Ethan Ralph fan, but obviously I don't wish him to fail at what he does. I don't wish that on anyone. Poor decisions away from the computer should in no way impact what you do on the computer online. Then again, oh boy, what he does online is a little bit different, I guess. It does impact away from keyboard a bit, doesn't it? It's a strange one, but I still don't, you know, I'm not gonna wish ill on him. And DLive, I have an account, I think, with them. I had considered streaming on there once or twice, but I never, because I grew on Twitch and on my YouTube channels. I don't have the time to go and learn cryptocurrency as well and understand how to use it or withdraw it or, you know, turn it into money or real money or whatever it is. I just don't have the time. I had a Mixer account shortly before that was taken down. It's a Yugoslavian DLive-esque service. I did not know that. Thank you for telling me, DuckDog. I appreciate that. Cherry picking equals room for valid criticism for cherry picking, not worth the risk. Agreed. New streaming site far better than DLive. I will take your word for that, Leo. Thank you for telling me about it. I will look at it. I'm not, again, I don't know much about all the other platforms. I know Entropy exists because I'm on their Discord server and they've been trying, they're doing alright. But I don't think many people use Entropy. DLive is a cryptocurrency-based streaming platform. They had their own currency, I believe, called Lemons. But I know they had to change their terms of service to protect themselves. This is the only thing. Who has all the power right now? That's the problem. Those who have the power right now fundamentally disagree politically with a lot of people who use sites like DLive, Gab, what was once Parler, if it ever does come back. Question. What is this trucking side panel of which you seek to acquire? The trucking side panel is linked in the description down below. It is an additional device I can clamp to my desk with additional buttons, knobs, and a stick that would allow me to link all the other features in this truck that I don't normally use because I don't have my keyboard isn't immediately available to link all to get to it. And I've been wanting it for about a year and a half now. Amazon doesn't even have it anymore, which is annoying, so I have to go to another site to try and get it. Thank you for that incredibly generous donation. It's very kind of you. Yeah, so side panel was just to make these streams better as far as trucking goes. Because I've got my gear stick on one side. I have a few functions on the buttons on the center of my steering wheel, which is more of a controller. But there are lots of functions I can't use or get to. And I'd rather link them, to be fair, to a side panel instead. Than, I mean, the indicator is the flappy paddle. That's easy. That makes sense. But the brakes, the handbrake, I'd rather if it was a button somewhere else. Rather than on the steering wheel console, because I have to then look down because I keep getting the wrong ones. There are switches as well, like Windows, we can access those and stuff, and radio. If I ever want to put some music in the background, find some royalty-free stuff and play it, perhaps very low. Yeah, something I want. I've been wanting it for a while. Manual shifter, yeah. Yeah. Annoyingly though, I have to make sure that the gearbox setup I go with for the truck is the same that I have, or it doesn't work. Sorry, I need fuel. Need fuel. Oh, hang on, was it the other side? Oh, you absolute boomer, it is. Alright. Lesson learned. Oh no, it isn't. Win. Yeah, so the steering, for those who are interested, I have a Logitech G920 steering wheel with pedals underneath my desk and a gearbox I bought separately, but does in fact, if you buy it as a set, you can get it with the gearbox. And I just keep forgetting. Most of the time I forget to use the gearbox because I'm a bit of a boomer. And also using gearboxes was really difficult to learn for me. I don't drive, so it's just something. If you're used to using just a simple setup of automatic, I guess, it's not something you look at, but I kind of want to do more of that because it makes this more, not just difficult, but immersive. I like immersive games, even if, I know I look down on some games, but come on, we all like games that have a bit of immersion in. And that can't just be me, right? Ooh. Right, let's find a decent spot. because I just noticed the time. I should have just stopped at the petrol station, shouldn't I? It's fine. We shall... I don't want to pull over right... Oh, you know what? Screw it. It's fine. Very well. Okay. We have hit the 2-hour mark. So I am going to be ending it here. Thank you all very much for joining. If you haven't already, please smash the like. I will be back next Saturday. Thank you for also engaging, because that did make this a lot more fun and fast as well. Which sounds strange, but when there's lots to talk about because questions asked, I get stuck into it, don't I? Sorry, Stina. If you're on Discord, you know, go on the server. We'll all chit chat. I'm going to go do Meg things for a bit. Thank you for joining, and I'll see you next Saturday. Bye. Oh, my voice cracked. Bye.